Way today.
It just we just need to play better and cleaner, and it's really simple and boring to say. We just have to play better, catch the balls, make better tackles, and so on.
Thank you so much, coaches. I'm so excited for this game. I can't wait to see you all coach your kids. And thank you so much for being with us.
Both coaches obviously focused on fixing the things that didn't went well in the previous game.
Rimando la linea alla regia.
So obviously different opponent. They faced France, so Finland had to battle an opponent which is really excellent on both sides of the ball. And
I think the French team could probably be considered the favorite, Fabrizio, or one of the pre-tournament favorites for sure.
No, I totally agree. I mean, it has been a great game that they played against Finland, and obviously Finland was not able to move the ball at all versus France. So they're looking at improving in that kind of category. The matchup is more favorable here because obviously Norway doesn't have the kind of talent that France has. They're well coached, but across the board, I think Finland matches well against them on the offensive side. They will need a really good game from their second quarterback, which is
Qualunque oggetto, anche il più comune, può diventare un serio pericolo se usato nella maniera sbagliata. Sono più di 36.000 gli incidenti causati dalla distrazione. Mandare un semplice messaggio o rispondere a un'email mentre stai guidando l'auto può mettere in pericolo la tua vita e quella di chi ti circonda. Quando guidi, guida e basta.
Ecco Elena che lotta per l'ambiente, per la biodiversità, per un sistema di produzione sostenibile che rispetti la terra e chi la lavora. Perché il mondo si cambia con le scelte di ogni giorno. Alce Nero, agricoltori biologici dal 1978.
Diversi terreni, diverse condizioni e difficoltà non ci fermano. Una vera squadra è quella che si mette in gioco, quella dove si combatte.
Col cavo e il mixer, grazie Margherita.
welcome back from Lunetta Gambrini Stadium in Bologna, Italy. Ready for the team's introduction shortly. And Vincent, what do you think the approach of both teams is going to be in the beginning of the game?
I think, like we were talking about, it's playing in these tournaments, playing 3 games in basically 1 week, is also very, very tough. Not only preparing the team technically and regarding all the strategy, but also psychologically and physically, because physically they're playing under a very hot condition, and the players have to be after losing the first game, it's kind of tough to pick yourself up and then try to go out and give 100%. I think both of these coaches, which were interviewed before, have probably basically passed the last 2 days preparing the teams psychologically and strategically.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that one very important key for Finland would be to come aggressively out of the lockers to score. I think it's since the last game they were not able, to put points on the board.
Exactly.
Being on the board as soon as possible will give them a great boost of morale to the team. Also because they'll be starting the second quarterback, Jasper Korkalainen, will
Yeah.
get the nod from the coaching staff. He has played 2 years in high school in the States, in West Virginia, so he's capable of
Playing
performing.
football for sure.
But we'll have to see, what kind of gel he has with the rest of his unit to lead them
Yeah.
to scores.
I think with the Finnish team, I think there's not a problem with the defense because for a total half, the Finnish defense kind of kept that French running game in check. Okay, we're talking about very good defensive linemen, and we're talking about Will Linderfors and Edward Versteinen, which were very, very good football players and did an excellent job against the French team, which is, like we were talking about before, is probably the team that's favored to win it all.
And for Norway, I think that their morale is better. I mean, they've played mano a mano with the Swedish team, and they've shown that they belong here. So I think that if they start by stopping the Finnish offense in the beginning of the game, that's going to lead to better performance down the stretch, give them confidence to play a team that has historically has always been the best in that kind of area of Europe. So really, a lot will rest on the shoulderback's shoulder as far as leading an offense that is quarterback centered. RPOs, the spread.
Exactly. I think that probably one of the first key matchups, like you said, is the Finnish have to try to score. I mean, trying to bounce back after a game you haven't scored any points. I think even if the first drive, the Finnish can at least move the ball, get some first downs, and get a little rhythm, I think that would be very, very helpful to set a kind of a mindset for the game. But probably a key matchup in the beginning might be if the Finnish defense has to try to stop the connection between Meyer and Lean, because that it's a proven connection. Meyer is a good quarterback, and Lean, there seems to be a good chemistry between the two.
Yes, indeed. Another player that have had experience playing in the States and who plays in third division in Norway with Christensen, and he's also a relatively young player. He's 2001, so 18 years old. I want to talk a little bit about their coaching staff, just because sometimes we forget about the people that pretty much
Prepare
put the
everybody.
product on the field.
Oh,
Yes.
Fabrizio, please do, because I coach, and it's important that coaches get a little benefit or a little bit of coverage every once in a while.
Oh, I am totally in agreement with that. The head coach for, let's start with Finland. The head coach is Tero Virtanen, and he has been leading this under-19 team for the last 5 years. He has a background in junior ball because he's been the head coach of their under-17 program. And Finland has a really good system in which players get funneled through from the under-13 level to the under-15, which is the first level that they have actual real competition, and then under-17 and under-19. So basically, it's a system that has proved able to create really good players that have been very successful in Finland and across Europe as well, also overseas, because they've had some players in NFL Europe, some players in NFL camps, which is a testament to really the quality of their project.
A little bit about what we were talking about before, Fabrizio. The Finnish are a historical team, American football team of Europe. I remember seeing them playing in many European competitions at very high levels. In 1996, I was part of the Italian staff where we played against the Finnish, and the Finnish were a very, very good team. Very well coached, very solid fundamentals, and there's a lot of history behind Finnish football.
Atte Knivila is their OC. He also comes from the national team, and he has coached this past 2019 in Italy for Lazio football. Sampo Ranta is going to be their DC. He's currently also the linebackers coach for the Helsinki Roosters, which is the Finnish most dominant teams. They won 7 championships in a row in the past 7 years. Then the O-line coach is Arti Martikka, and he has a national team background, very successful O-line for them. Joachim Salo takes care of their D-line. Janne Lehtinen, who quarterbacked, I think, the last European champion Finnish national team, is their quarterbacks coach. Julius Mayander takes care of the wide receivers. Mikko Aspinen, the running backs, and Santu Airavainen, linebackers. Niko Guika, DB, are currently players who still play for the Helsinki Roosters first division team. About the Norwegians, their head coach we talked about.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Jørgen Bennestad Johansen is the head coach, and he came to football in 2002 after a swimming coach background. He has experience of playing sports in the USA, and he's a manager of the Christiansand Gladiators organization. His OC is a dual passport US and Norwegian coach, Greg Clayton, who came over to Europe as an import and ended up playing in Norway and then staying. According to the head coach, their bright star is their DC Nikolai Knudsen, who's just 29 and who has been coaching since he was 19. So, kind of a interesting case for European standards. So pretty much a very young, from very young age, he decided to coach. Then they have quarterbacks coach who's Kasper Tveten. The wide receivers coach is Stian Braten. O-line coach Alexander Duraso. And then they have a D-line coach who's
You are officially the visiting team, so you will be having the option on the coin toss. This is heads, and this is tails. This is heads, this is tails. You can make your call.
There's a penalty on the field. We'll see as a holding. So, unfortunately, in positions of field like this, holdings get you out of your comfort range. That range where you can either kick it or choose to go on fourth down. 10 yards will force you back towards that fourth down range where you have to play fourth downs.
By the offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty.
Second and
replay, second down.
16 coming up.
I was just going to say what a very good first quarter number 74 was having, and he just got a penalty. So I'm going to have to bite my tongue. But anyway, penalties are key in these kind of games. If you're getting good field position, you can't throw away 10 yards. Now you get yourself in a third and long situation, and all the good work you did before now is quite difficult to gain back.
Yeah, they've brought on the field number 34 as a change of pace back, a smaller sized, scat back, maybe better suited for the passing game. They tried to involve him in this second down, but unfortunately great pressure from the Norwegian front. Number 63 once again applying pressure to the quarterback. Forced. This is third and long coming up. We'll see if we'll have a first completions of the game from number 11. It's a screen game. Excellent call.
Number 34.
Great call, Fabrizio. Great call. You called the running back pass, and they threw it, and it's a good play. Very good play, and they got back a lot of their yards.
Yeah, now it's fourth down, and I think that they're sending in their kicker because they're back again inside their 20. So with this goal, I think that they have enabled their special teams to put some more points on the board, which was crucial. That their offense should demonstrate the ability to put points on the board. We'll see if this field goal.
We talked about it earlier. See the confusion for the defensive part of this PAT.
Good.
And the pad is good.
5-0. It's like a baseball score, isn't it?
Yeah. But 31 yards field goal for Finland is the step in the right direction. They have to give confidence to their offense that they're able to score points. They still have to demonstrate consistency. They've had a lot of incompletions, penalties that have sent them back.
That was the problem with the last game with France. Their inconsistency, because they have great passes and great plays, but they're inconsistent, and at the end of the day, they don't close for a touchdown. But they seem to be better today, and they use their special teams to their advantage.
Number 34, Dennis Unal, was the running back that pretty much gave the territory for the field goal to the Finnish team on that screen game. And now it's once again back to kickoff. We've seen quite a few in these first few minutes of the game. It's a great kick.
Wow. What a kick.
Excellent kick.
Roope Niskanen from Roosters is the starting kicker for the Roosters, so Maple Leafs first division team, and it showed off with a great kick, great leg, pretty much sending the ball well into the end zone.
You want to remember that the Roosters have been winning the championship for 7 years in a row or something, so their kicker is very effective for that reason too.
Well, yeah, you're not starting for that team if you're not really good.
Exactly.
It's Mirror turn now to demonstrate that he can move his offense effectively against this Finnish defense, which is now showing a four-man front. We'll see.
And it's a run again for the running back that is stopped right away.
Very sound defense, lined up very well. Technically, very sound.
Yeah,
and
once again, number 15 in the tackle from the safety position, coming up very fast.
I think they are very predictable for their first down. Every time is a run. Every time is the same running back that lines up in a certain way. You can read it very, very quickly.
Yeah, I think their coaches want to establish their O-line. They want to see if their O-line can be effective versus a front like the Swedish one.
And it's a jet sweep. And it stopped right away.
Wow, very impressive play from number 77 once again, Vesterinen.
He's a great player. Very good.
Yes,
He's going to do good in Division 1.
yeah, you don't get drafted, you don't get chosen by such schools if you're not really talented, and it shows.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 5 coming up, but which is still, a reasonable down to manage for the Norwegian offense. Again, maximum protection for the quarterback.
And it's a pass this time, and it's caught by number 80. Nice play.
Sprint out to the quarterback, and to his right. He planted his feet and threw a nice comeback on the sideline. Very good play.
Frederick Fieldset, the receiver who completed this 20-yard gain, and now we're looking at the 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. Once again, the fullback is on the field for Norway.
Another run that is stopped very soundly by number 77, that is eating his opponents alive.
I mean, they are not able to establish a running game in these first 2 drives. I think probably they must keep working on the passing, sprinting outside where the quarterback can gain a little bit more time.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for them to establish any kind of running game. Vesterinen is dominating. They've been trying to, kind of block him with the left tackle, with the fullback, but it's to no avail so far. We'll see what their goal is going to be.
I think we had some movement on the Norwegian team.
Once again, Finland bringing 5-man pressure, so trying to...
Full start by the offense, number 31. 5-yard penalty.
They're very confident their DBs, evidently. They think that they can, hold their own in the short passing game. We'll see.
Those moments in the game where everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is going on?
Penalties. Just the last penalty before took Finland out of a touchdown possibility. Norway was starting to get some rhythm and lost another 5 yards.
Yeah, and you don't want to face these kind of long downs versus such a front. Blitz once again.
And it's a sack. Number 39, number 29 together.
Wow, it's going to be tough sledding for this offense from what we've seen so far. I mean,
so they can establish a running game. They can establish a passing game. They need to change something. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long game for them.
I think they just have to find a way to give the quarterback a little bit more time because he has no time at all.
Yeah, from formations that have spread out the receivers, they haven't had any time whatsoever on their quarterback to function.
Another flag. Another day, another flag. There's a player that the last game against Sweden really showed us what it means to be a receiver.
Offside by the defense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Number 85, the wide receiver, he was like Gronkowski the other game, and Sweden was very, very strong in their coverages, but he was so dominant, and today I don't see why they don't give him any chance or they don't give him any trust.
Yeah, true. Erlen Lien, the receiver, hasn't shown off any today. We'll see if he's the slot receiver on the right-hand side of the formation now. We'll see if on this third down occasion they'll try and look for him. Obviously, from what I see, Finland is taking care of that. They have double coverage of the guy.
And it's sacked again by 77, eating alive.
And they're just overpowering the Norwegian offensive line.
Well, you know what? 77 didn't play the last game.
No, he played, but
He played just a little bit, like a couple drives, because I remember perfectly that I asked his teammates, who's the best player according to you, like they do in the US with NFL 100, and they all said 77. And I was looking at the people in the roster, and I saw him, but I couldn't see him in the field, and he didn't play as much as today. And today, I think he's going to play the whole game. It's going to be a very long game for Norway.
I am in awe of number 77 so far. He's been excellent. Really showing off all his skills. Unblockable. Always in the backfield.
And when he's not making the tackle, he's helping his teammates, creating pressure and creating opportunities for the other defensive linemen or linebackers to come in and clean up the tackle.
And I really like his rush moves. He uses his hands a lot to escape from the tackles.
Once again, a great field position for the Finnish team inside the opponent's territory. We'll see if number 11, Kokalainen.
Good
Nice run. Yes. Nice run by number 34 for like 6-7 yards gain on first down.
Well, pretty good game for a run. They're establishing a good running game with any running back. They changed it, but didn't really matter. They have a great line.
Yeah, and now maybe it's time to complete a short pass for number 11. That is a great field position to do that, just to give him confidence. But no, they go for the run once again.
34 is a pretty small dude, but he doesn't quit till the end. He tries to get all his yards. I would have played, as you said, a short pass, but they decided to go with another run.
Yeah, at some point, they have to trust their quarterback to complete the pass, because they've been committed so far to the running game, which is obviously one of their strengths. But
picked up by number 44, intercepted, and doesn't want to go down.
It was just a poorly thrown pass because the wide receiver was open. He just overthrew his target.
Yeah,
he's a good receiver. I think he was the MVP of the last game.
Yeah, number 10. Quarterback, instead of throwing it on the rope, so trying to hit the receiver on his numbers, so really threw a kind of a lob that ended up on number 44's hands. All a guard.
He had to turn on the other side. He probably lost the eye contact with the ball, and then he was picked up.
But we see at least the Norwegian team in a better field position at this moment. Probably the best of the game.
Yeah, we'll see. Once again, it's a run.
Number 77.
Oh, wow.
But it doesn't matter. It was a great reception by 83.
Yeah, 83. Maximilian. Number 83 for Norway's Franz Aschel.
What a play! He had a lot of pressure.
There's a flag.
Holding by the offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Oh, that hurts. That's bad.
That hurt also because this play challenged the Finnish man-to-man coverage, and they needed this as a confidence booster for their offense.
Exactly. That they found a way to beat the man-to-man, and real quick throw, but unfortunately that penalty canceled all the gain.
And now it's first and 20 on their own 32-yard line. And now they brought the six-man protection, option run, lots of yards.
They tried to run the option, but I think the Finnish edge is very well protected in this kind of lineup. There's no space at all.
Especially on the right side where 77 is, it's just a bad call. I mean, they tried this with Sweden a lot, but it just doesn't work. They can't take the verticality easily, so they run horizontally and they just 2 yards every time.
That's the end of the first quarter.
So So this is the end of first quarter, and now Ziga and Vincent, what have you so far certain from this match?
I think that Finland approached the game in a very cold way, if you can say it for northern countries. They were cold but focused. They fixed a lot of problems of what happened against France, and they started on the right foot. On the other hand, Norway started with the wrong foot, and everything went wrong from a point to now. So I think they need to step up their game, otherwise they're just going to lose it.
The Finnish team concentrated on their offensive and defensive line, which are their strengths. I would have to say that the main difference right now are the play of the offensive and defensive line of Finland, which really came up and are playing a great game.
Yeah, and I think that Norway's can be considered themselves fortunate that the score is just 5-0. Because they've had really horrendous field position, and their offense hasn't been able to do much. Their defense on the other side has been effective against Finland. They played the run and the pass to some effective degree. So we'll have to see if this drive for Finland will result once again in a punt, which is likely. From the second and 22.
Trips left on the right side of the field. There's a pressure, and the sack of number 77.
The defensive line ran a twist and put number 77 from his end position, slanted in, and the defensive tackle looped outside, and there was nowhere for the quarterback to go.
And no O-line could stop him. So we have some stats from the beginning of the game, and we see that the rushing leader is Baro Nico with 34 yards, and about the passing, the leader is Meirer with 13 yards pass, but he was sacked twice and now 3 times.
On this third down, Norway decides on a short pass, which nets them around 12 yards. But there's a flag on the field. Most likely, Finland is gonna decide to just have them punt the football. We'll see. I was very impressed that Norway's quarterback couldn't outrun Finnish defensive ends. That is very bad for Norway. We'll see what the decision is for this third down.
Illegal block in the back by the offense, number 31. This penalty is declined. 4th down.
Plus where he was running against the quarterback, it was the narrow side of the field, so he really had nowhere to go. He was in trap. And with the twist of the lines, you don't escape with a player like that.
So 4th down coming up, and once again punt for Norway. We'll see if Finnish quarterback starts picking up his game. Has been so far very harsh. 1 out of 5 completions and 1 interception in this first quarter.
Play of the game.
We have another flag on the ground.
Delay of game by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
A lot of penalties by Norway. Way too many. Speaking with the coach, he said that he wanted to focus on not making mistakes like this, but it's hard. I mean, this level concentration, discipline, a game like this very hard factors in, and evidently Norway is suffering. It's a good punt, very well placed. The bounce is horrendous, unfortunately for Norway.
Well, if you talk to any player in the world, like any American football player in the world, they will tell you that who makes the less mistakes wins the game. And today Norway is making way too many. And there's stupid little mistakes that are all about concentrating and being in sync. These players are not in sync right now.
This is real tough in these kind of tournaments because the guys have very little time to practice together and amalgamize. So sometimes the penalties and the timing is the first thing that comes out.
Once again, it's a run for number 34. A huge hole by the line.
Oh, a beautiful cut
showing
on
speed.
the outside.
Stiff arms.
Incredible. Incredible run by number 34.
Yeah, Dennis Unal.
Great blocks, and but he was looking at the light, you know, where you just search for the light and run, and he ran for his life, put the stiff arm in the defender face, and he just went till the end. They're very close.
Yeah, and now they bring in the fullback and tight end for double tight end actually for this short formation.
Again, the penalty is going to be on Finland.
Very unfortunate penalty.
Talking about stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
False start. The off's got never set. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, number 34 I think showed some sisu there by not being the biggest guy, but then really
very smart.
The stiff arm at the end of the run.
Because he's not the fastest, but he's just smart.
Smart runner, finds space
and read the block. That's a great ball for a
penalty
back.
once again, number 74. Yeah, 74, Olo Salinen. He's the son of former NFL Europe Finnish player.
False start by the offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. First down.
He's a 2003 kid who's like 6'6" and 320 pounds. So I don't know what kind of food they have in Finland, but it's rich in proteins.
Definitely. There's a difference between these players and the Italian players, for example. Kubi's Nick, very effective. Well, he gained his little 5 yards. Not bad for a quarterback run.
Yeah, give confidence to your quarterback, showing that, demonstrating his ability to gain grounds and move his offense. The Korkalainen need this kind of gains to boost his game. Now we'll see if they once again decide to run or pass it. No, it's another run by number 11.
But he's not such a runner. I think they should have gone with another play.
We haven't seen running back number 4 in the game for the last 2 or 3 series.
Maybe he needs to catch a breather.
Yeah, he's there on sideline. It looks like goal line situations are more suited maybe to his size. We'll see. We'll see now this third and goal situation.
Again, number 34.
Very good tackle by number 93 to keep their the Finnish offense short of the field. Kasper Latkowski, he's a giant on the Finnish D-line from the nose tackle position.
Wow, fourth down again.
So after the big breakdown.
Fourth down again.
Coach, how would you play this fourth down?
I would kick another field goal. But I think it's time that they score a touchdown.
They want to be bold.
No way! No way!
I think that at the end of the day, if you kick it, it's a 3-point game. If you give them the ball, which is what they are doing, at the 1-yard line with your defense, you're looking at a possible safety scenario, which is a 2-point scenario. So basically,
more or less.
Yes, I think it's a reasonable choice from the Finnish coaching staff.
Open the cage for number 77.
Yes.
That's what's gonna happen, basically.
Yes.
But that was a good choice overall.
Yeah, we'll see. Then obviously now you have to demonstrate that your defense is capable of
77 is not in the game right now.
Yeah, maybe a breather. He's been all the plays that the defense has made.
That changes a lot of things.
Yeah, Finland with fullback. It's a Kupisnik. It's a very good game.
Very good game and a good call. Get a little more space to work for.
And now they're at the 7-yard line. 7-yard line.
Safe and good.
Give them some breathing space for their offense to maneuver, and gives them a chance to gain a first down, which will be vital, even if they, if at the end of this drive they decide to bunt. Once again with the fullback on the field. It's a pass, RPO for number 80. He catches it. No, it's incomplete.
Very good defense. Very good coverage. Good technique. The cornerback covered the outside arm, came across with the inside arm, and took away the ball. Excellent technique.
That's what you want to see with your players.
Pecorino, now their cornerback for the Roosters, coming from the Roosters Juniors, who's now with the Roosters Seniors as well. Demonstrated his skills by sticking with the receiver. And now it's 3rd and 3 coming up for Team Norway.
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
There's no way for Norway, and as our commentator says all the time,
no way, Norway.
But yeah, he tried to run. The quarterback tried to run, but he was stopped right away by a very good defensive line.
So the defense once again shuts down Norway, and their offense once again will have really good field position. I think that the problems that they've had with France are showing up here as well. They're not able to establish a consistent passing offense.
Wow.
Which is
Partially blocked.
Partially blocked by number 77 that was already inside behind the line of scrimmage. He has an incredible technique. I can't believe he's so fast, and he used his hands in a perfect way. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Besserinen has been a superstar also in the Finnish Maple League, despite being very young. Since he was 17, he's been a starter for the Roosters, one of the key cogs in the D-line, which was dominating their first division for the last 3 years. Ball on the 39-yard for 1st and 10. Korkalainen decides to give the ball to number 4, which cuts outside.
Nico Batter is back in the game and did a pretty good run to start his first down.
Yeah, he's not the fastest guy, so when he took the outside, couldn't really gain much more. But he's a hard guy to tackle.
Hard runner.
Yeah. Riding their running game once again. I like this. This is a great play.
Nice pass. Nice timing. There's a penalty.
Yeah.
The line shot blocked a little bit. So.
Yeah, I think that. But I like that play. It's a safe play for the quarterback. It's an easy completion.
Yeah.
And gives your running backs a chance, who have been your most
Illegal
successful
blocking
players,
back
to once
by
again
the
gain
offense,
ground.
number 85. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So unfortunately a holding from the outside receiver negates this gain, brings him back 10 yards.
So we shall have the 2nd down again,
But overall, if you're a quarterback, this is still a completion for you. So morale-wise, I think that you've done a little step forward into your game. Hopefully, you'll ride that. Yeah,
sure, yeah.
2nd and 12 coming up. It's a quarterback run. Wow!
Nice.
Nice read.
Nice read by number 11, Jesper Korkailainen.
See, you complete the pass, and now you have this game. This is something that you carry over, and now I think that now is the moment that they have to show that they can score.
I like Finland because they're playing smart. Like, they're not the fastest or the biggest, but they just play smart.
Yeah, very well coached. Very well coached. Atek Nivila from his position as an OC, I think is really giving his quarterback all the chances to get into this game, to establish his game.
Full start. By the offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
What's also amazing is that the Finnish team is calling their offense directly on the offensive line, on the line of scrimmage, and quarterback is really handling this play calling very well with his sideline.
Yeah, very well coached overall.
Think about Oran. That's something we already saw in this game.
Very hard running by number 4, which is more suited to this kind of inside zone running plays where he find the crease and just goes for the depth.
Now they have to show consistency and they have to show Norway what they can do in this red zone.
Yeah. At some point they'll have to pass. Number 11
Another
once
run,
again.
But it could be that is stopped right away.
Now we get an important call. It's 3rd and about 8 yards and goal. So what are we going to do?
What would you do?
I think I would try to come back with a quick pass to number 10 on the outside. Maybe a slant out.
I think that they may try a quick screen on the trip side. Let's see. No. It was a screen for number 4. Didn't have time to develop.
I think the quarterback didn't get enough depth because if he would have gone a little bit deeper, he would have gave Barrow a little more time to set up.
Norway's defense is playing very well.
Very well.
I'm very impressed. They've held their own in very difficult situations. Once again,
they should be behind right now about 21 to nothing.
Yeah.
But the defense has kept them in the game.
Yeah, if you look at the scoreboard, then I will see if they make this field goal from the 31-yard line. Once again, it's perfect. Yeah, if you look at the score, it's just 8 points. So at the end of the day, it's one score.
It's one score,
and it's incredible because you have been dominated. Your offense has been dominated the whole game since now.
One score, the longest ever, but still one score.
Yeah, one score.
And when you keep the game at one score, anything can happen. Some crazy thing may happen. You break a tackle, end up in the end zone, return a punt for ends, block a punt. So if I'm Finland, I'm very uncomfortable because of the amount of game that I've generated and just the few points that I've scored. Obviously, their defense has shown up that they can really shut down this Norway offense.
Anything can happen, really. The game of football is so unpredictable, but Finland is starting better for sure. Not in the best way because they haven't scored yet, but still a good way.
There's a lot of football to play yet, but if you think about it, the field goal that on the 4th down that they didn't kick, it's then like Fabrizio, it's 11-point game, and now it's only an 8-point game, which is only one score.
Number 44 on the return brings the ball back to the 25-yard line. Norway has great confidence in this 16-year-old kid who coach told me that came up through their junior ranks and always wanted to play in the under-19 squad. And when he had the chance, being 16, he made the most out of his occasions. He's now the team captain for this game, and he made already one very decisive play, intercepting the Korkalainen quarterback.
What a great story.
Lars Martin Nilsson, who they're using as a fullback here, try and spring the running game. Number 40 ends up with the football, but the refs do it that before the turnover could happen. So 2nd and 9. Once again, Finland coming up real big in the run game.
Ball on the
I think also we have to give credit to the two defensive tackles, number 91 and 79, which are just very solid, are not going anywhere. They're just keeping their position and not being pushed back.
I think Norway has to surprise Finland a little bit more because they're just using the same formations, the same plays. They're very predictable. See?
Yeah.
This is another rush from Norway.
Number 85, Finland decided to take number 85 out of the game. Every snap, there is one linebacker in his face, and then there's defensive back right behind that.
Yeah.
And I think that the quarterback is suffering. Number 1 likes his connection with 85, and when he doesn't have that, he tried to go other receivers. It hasn't been that effective, and his confidence is now, I think, kind of shaken. They're trying to run the football, but it's evident that their O-line cannot match well with the Finnish D-line.
Excellent play by the safety over the top, and the bump underneath by the linebacker. Exactly like you were saying, Fabrizio.
That's crazy.
85, they want to try and get the football to number 85. It's their best weapon. But Finland is doing a great job.
Like right now, they interrupted the connection right away, and there's too much pressure on the quarterback that tries to escape all the time. Doesn't give him time to.
The play clock is not working anymore. We will go over.
I think that this last play showed off once again that maybe Norway's best chance is to go rollout plays. Try and put the quarterback outside of the pocket to keep him away from the
give him a little bit more time.
Yeah, give him some more time.
He just has no time at all.
Once again, punt, and once again, I think that Norway will be in a really good field position. Refs called 2 minutes till the end of the first half.
I think that in the second half we'll see a lot of defensive plays, like from the Finnish defense that will intercept the ball or recover the ball.
Yeah, because I think if Norway wants to have a chance to go into the game, they got to take a chance downfield.
Yeah,
but he's got to have some time. The quarterback has to have a little more time.
True.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very fastidious for a offensive coordinator, coaching staff, coach against such a defense because running game it's not working. Passing game, they're covering your best receiver. Your quarterback cannot find anybody else.
Please reset the game clock. It's 2 minutes 22 seconds.
Yeah, I think that this half, Norway will have their hands full figuring out what to do in the second half.
The 2 minutes 20 seconds. Coaching team did their homework these last 2 days.
Yeah.
Excellent job.
True.
But see, in the last game, Norway against Sweden, they had the opportunity to change something, and they didn't. They kept playing the same plays, the same formations that they're playing today. So I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that you can do with your team.
Yeah, and we have to remember that they're a young team, and also organizational-wise, coaching staff, they've come up just 2 years ago with this team. So it's not easy, to fix things when the team has not that chemistry so well established. A very good catch for number 88.
Pretty good field position.
Tarmo Pitkanen gives their offense once again first down into the opposition's territory. First and 10 on the 49-yard line. We'll see once again number 34 on the field, the little change of pace back motion.
Trips left, and it's another run for number 34 that is now being stopped.
The Norwegian defense is really, like we said before, is keeping them in the game. Very well coached, and also very solid on the linebacker crew is very solid.
Yes, and now it's a great opportunity to pass.
I think the quarterback should have keep the ball.
Yeah, they've been trying to run once again, but Norway's playing the run all the way. They've figured out that if they have to die. They'd rather die by the pass than by the run.
They say the offense sells the tickets and the defense wins the games. So we'll see if that's true today.
Yeah, we have to judge by this game. That's what's going to happen. That's what is happening. Both defenses are dominating. Sack by number 91, Daniel Bislov, who really got free from the inside position and sacked the quarterback for a loss of yards.
Timeout. Finland.
Norway's defense is once again playing their lights out. Their defensive front is playing very well against a really good O-line.
The timeouts taken by Norway.
They've just given up a few run plays, but on the passing game they've been lights out.
It's a defensive line game. It's crazy. They're so disruptive.
Yeah, both lines. Yeah, obviously the superstar is number 77, Vesarinen. But I have to say that both lines, all the players have been really, really effective.
Both offenses have to step up. Otherwise, this game is going to be blocked like this for a while.
Yeah, and for Finland, I think that because of their offense is struggling, field position becomes paramount. They need to have now a great punt and pin the Norwegian team back to have another chance from a great field position.
To set up a drive.
So we'll see number 1 Raymond Mirror. No, sorry, number 1 Aleksi Pulkkinen for Finland punting. It's about a 35-yard punt.
Yep. Nice finish bounce.
Yeah.
On the punt.
First down on the 14-yard line. Team Norway once again starting from a really ugly field position, and it's a tough sledding, going all the field against this Finnish defense.
I think Norway now has to find a way to get the ball into number 85's hands, even if there is a double coverage. I think it's important for the quarterback's confidence to start feeling that chemistry again, to be able to move the ball. Maybe move him into another position in the trips formation or in a single set formation, in a single receiver side.
On 82.
Oh, that was smart. That was an excellent play.
Incredible. And it was 82. 85 served to cover 2 men.
To be a decoy, number 85 attracted 3 defensive players and basically left a space for the inside receiver to go inside into the post area.
Yeah, first down now for Team Norway on their 41-yard line, and I think it was very important that they had this chunk play, because this will enable them, even if they don't score, to pin Finland back. And so, and this first half just 8-0. It's going to be relevant for them to go into the loggers with this score.
It's all about momentum, and now it's the time for Norway to show what they're made of. And they did the same thing against Sweden. There was like 1 minute till the end of the first half where they could score, and they did, and it changed the mood of the game. So we'll see what happens.
There's a lot of football left, and like Fabrizio was saying before, one loose ball, fumble, a missed tackle can change the game.
Yeah, and they were smart to involve different players aside from number 85. We'll see now if they'll keep on trying to go for the score, which is what they do. They're gonna go deep. Oh! Vesarinen once again.
Incredible.
Wow, almost a strip sack.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. What a play. What a football player.
Yeah. And it's such a force on the inside that when you try and go deep more than 10 yards with your receivers, your quarterback has to have excellent movement skills to avoid that.
I think that another thing that Norway has to do at halftime is find a way where they can put 2 or 3 guys on number 77. Maybe the tackle and the running back, or bring down the H-back, So so Meyer has just a little bit more time.
And play far from him. Like put many blockers on him and then play on the other side for sure.
Yeah, we'll see this 3rd and 11 coming up. Once again, they decide to go deep. Two people on Westerinen. Ooh! Ball was deep. The quarterback was him while he was releasing the football. Yeah, just like we said, they tried all to block pretty much number 77. And then let anybody else do whatever they want.
He did like 3 swim
Yeah.
moves and he was already on the back of the field. But see, if you're a disruptive player like that, when you play on the other side of him, he can go on the other side, but he can only do that much.
So we're in once again 4th down punt territory for Norway. Team Finland decides to call a timeout.
Finland. It's their first charge timeout.
Maybe set up a nice return or a reverse return or something kind of neat like that. Or just make sure that we catch the punt and don't create a turnover.
If I am Finland, I think that you should be disappointed into the first half from your offense. You want to fix something because at the moment you haven't been able to do what you wanted to do. Your offense hasn't been able to drive consistently down the field, and I don't know if you want to drive down the field now with such few times because you're gonna expose your quarterback once again.
Taking a risk. It's you're up 8-0. You should be winning 21-0. Because Norway really gave them a chance to score these points, but at the end of the day, it's only 8-0, and we don't want to go into the locker room with some kind of mistake that can open up the game right away.
Yeah, because the game is there. I mean, despite all the mistakes, the penalties, and the great plays by number 77, the game is even. It's 8-0. Ooh, that's a great lane for number 24. 42-yard line, the starting point for this finish goal, but there's 2 seconds on the clock.
So we'll see them kneel and then take everything back to the locker room for the second half.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the second half adjustments, both from the Norwegian offense, mostly blocking, finding a way to block.
Gotta block number 77 or else it's going to be a long second half.
Yeah, and then, we'll see. But Finland decides to play this. I don't know, really. Whoa! Whoa! That's a crazy play. Incredible. But I think that the time is up. 2 seconds. That was a crazy play. Great concentration by number 10 from Finland. Kim Sarjavirdi.
What a play.
That's the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, but once again, if you look at the quarterback, I think that they have to do something about him because once again this ball was very slow, very kind of not a good spiral. It was kind of a throw that the quarterback that doesn't have much confidence would do.
I think Finland has to turn back to try to get more confidence again in their running game, and then obviously the Norwegians have to find a way to throw the ball.
Yeah, which is their only weapon, I think, that they cannot run. And now we have once again Nausicaa Delorto on the field for halftime interviews with Finland's and Norwegians.
Best offensive and defensive play.
Right here.
So we have.
How's it going, Coach? How are you doing in this game, and what are you expecting for the second half?
I'm expecting big hits, interceptions, and a whole lot of good football.
What is the key for your offense to be more consistent in the second half?
I mean, Norway's playing some good defense there. I mean, their fronts are exotic, and we just gotta execute and figure what we gotta do there.
Is there a player that surprised you during the game in your team or in Norway's team?
My safety, Arttu Pajarinen, has laid some wood. Edvard Westerinen, some crazy hits out there. I mean, it's looking good.
Are you proud of these guys?
I am.
Is there anybody home that is looking at you like today, looking at your team, someone special?
I hope so.
Your mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, then are you enjoying Italy?
It's beautiful. So nice. Love the food, love the people. It's just nice.
What's your favorite Italian food?
Pasta bolognese.
Pasta bolognese. Okay, guys. For now, it's what we have said is what we have to do. So, bye everyone, and linea alla regia.
All right. Thank you.
Actually, so we have another guest here. So how is it going? What do you think you have to fix to be better in the second half?
Well, we're not getting our game going at all, really, right now. It's a little bit of stress. We had some key injuries happen right away that kind of like got our sideline a little bit stressed. But no, the key is to just get up and do what we know we can do, get the connections. And when we do get connections, we were held back by penalties that would have moved us down the field. So we can avoid those things, play the game that we know we can. We're still in this. It's only 8 points, so we're ready to go.
There's a lot of football to play. I agree with you. What are you going to say to your guys in the locker room to pump them up for the second half?
I really don't need to pump them up. They're so hungry in there, so that's not going to be a problem. But we're going to focus on the task at hand. We're going to analyze a little bit and maybe do a little bit of slight changes so that we can see the openings that are there.
Is there a particular player that you're proud of during this game?
Well, number 44 on the defense had an interception, and he's played stellar so far. Young player for us, number 44. He's done really well.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach, and see you later. And thank you for all this amazing show you're giving us. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you after the break.
della Norvegia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this amazing game, Finland-Norway. We're here and we're about to witness what Norway will do with this kick.
Yeah, it's second half. We'll have to. We will witness what kind of adjustments Norway does in this first possession of the game, of the second half. See if they have been able to find some leeway for their offense to maneuver.
We talked to the head coach of Norway. They say they couldn't get their head in the game at all. So we'll see if the words of their head coach help them during this halftime.
And I think the key for Norway's offense is to give Meyer some more time. Absolutely.
Yeah, and maybe, I don't know, steal number 77 helmet or do something like that.
Exactly.
A good kick once again ends up in the end zone. So start once again from their 20-yard line.
Starting in poor field position is not helping the Norway offense because they've basically had only one good field position in the second quarter.
And every time they're in a bad position, they can't really get out of it. So we'll see if something has changed in their formations. If there's the first play that your head coach gives you in this situation, and usually it's a good one. So we'll see.
Once again, fullback on the pitch trying and give him some time on the Western side, obviously, but to no avail, really. Once again, Western.
Great pursuit by the defense.
Incredible pursuit by number 77, who was closed inside, but then he escaped again and didn't stop follow the running back that took a pitch from the quarterback. So another poor run.
Yeah, really hard, but also, I do not understand why they decide to run on Western side. Why they don't try and go the other side, I think that they may have a bit more success that way. One rollout once again, which has been working well for them.
Finally, they developed the game on the other side of 77, and it helped a little bit with this sprint out pass.
They have to keep away from 77. They rolled away and set up a nice comeback pattern or a deep out.
Yeah, this is the only play that really in the first half had given them any kind of success. This boot and the comeback from number 80, which have been consistently catching the football and getting separation from the corner number 36, Pekarinen. Once again, they try to run, but once again, nothing there.
No space at all. They didn't believe the fake of the quarterback, not even for a second.
But like we were talking about in the first half, 77 is an excellent player, but let's remember the defensive tackles. They have not been moved at all the whole game up to now.
Yeah, let's give him some recognition. Number 73, Jasper Lindqvist, number 79, Otto Mäkinen, have been really solid in the inside.
Number 77 is a playmaker, but the other ones are closing the holes everywhere.
Once again, they try and roll out opposite of number 77, the Blue Terror. But this time Finland is ready, and in completion results, the receivers were well covered. Third and 10, another situation where you don't want to face this kind of defense.
Those two games will be held here at U19 Stadium on Sunday.
We'll see this third down. What they haven't been calling any screen passes.
That's a massive.
Yeah, massive offside.
Offside.
And obviously it was a quick game because the line decided to
Full start by the offense, number 31, 5-yard penalty.
I think it was going to be a pass on 82. Now it's going to be a long pass on 82.
A longer pass, yeah.
Yes, yes, and I think that Finnish D-line is very looking forward to this upcoming down. 3rd and 15.
These little penalties is just killing the Norwegian offense.
Yeah, they cannot afford these mistakes.
Number 77 is ready to eat.
15 is coming. Quarterback adjust protection. Another fall. But that's what happens when you play such dominant opponents. You get nervous, and you lose discipline, and these penalties issues.
The offensive
False
line
start
gets real.
by the offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
The offensive line gets real tight and real nervous, and probably the guard was going to double team on 77, and he popped up a little.
They were on edge. They were so ready.
Quick.
3-man line for Norway, so this time they decide to cover the
And
board.
it's a pass on 82, but intended to 82, but incomplete.
See, once again, 85 does not factor into their plan. That they have kind of forgotten about their best player from last game.
They zoned him out.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
And it looked like Meyer just didn't take any time at all to throw the ball. Oh.
Yeah.
And just didn't set up, and he just missed the slant completely.
Yeah, because this was maybe the only chance that he had in the last drives, because they were only rushing 3. So he could have had some time, to better position the football. So punt once again. 15 receives it very well. Oh, fumble!
When you have a player like 77 chasing you down, like as a quarterback, it's hard to throw. And
see, but this game is not over.
No,
you look
not
at this,
at all.
You look at this, it's a fumble. If
Look
it's
at the
Norway's
fumble.
ball, it's a whole different thing. So, Finland needs to score at least another 3 points to make this game a 2-score game. 1-score game doesn't guarantee him anything. There's quite a few flags on the field. We'll see what's the outcome.
Illegal blocking back by the return team, number 54. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down blue.
So 15-yard back for Finland. So many penalties once again in this game have penalized offenses that haven't been able to really click.
this defense has to create turnover for Norway to be able to have a chance against
Penalty will be
Finland.
enforced from the end of the run.
Maybe a big turnover could really change the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if they'll try and maybe blitz more, force more the quarterback's hand. Although their defense really has given them all they got, and you cannot really tell them anything.
Probably the reason why Norway is still in the game is because the defense is playing well.
Yeah. Number 4, Nico Barrow, is the back next to Jasper Kokalainen. First and 10 on the 29-yard line for Team Finland. Inside run for number 4. Very well contained.
I think the offensive coordinator was calling an audible for his quarterback, but he didn't really understand.
Yeah, there's a lot of adjustments that Finland does on the line. Try to, select the best play based on what they see the defense doing. So far, defense has been excellent.
Little screen pass.
That is the play that they needed to do.
Bubble pass. Amazing run by Nico Barrow again, and that proves himself again. He's a great player, no doubt.
Yeah, this play has always been there for Finland. In the first half, they got the screen for number 34. This is a similar thing, the quick hit to the running back, which is an easy pass, an easy completion for number 11. Give them some confidence. They need to keep on building on this. And they were fortunate that in that game, that play, Norway called six-man pressure.
Run outside.
I really like how Finland uses their trips formation. I think, especially when they clear out the the zone and then slip the running back out of the backfield. I think that's a very smart formation, which they should probably come back to.
Yeah, indeed, I agree. I think that one key to their offense is going to be get the backs involved into this, easy completions and use their skills, because at the end of the day, they have been the most effective players that their offense has had.
One thing I also see is number 11, the Finnish quarterback, is tending to hold on to the ball a little bit too much. I've seen initially some open receivers, and he just kind of checked out of it and then held on to the ball a little bit too long.
Another trips formation on the wide side of the field. Let's see how they use it this time.
3rd and 15.
Probably for a pass. No. Maybe a run on that side with the blockers. Yes.
Once again, 34 managed to slip through and gain 7-8 yards. So really decent gain by the running backs. Once again, they're most effective weapons of the game so far for Team in Blue.
The Finnish coaches are taking advantage of how Norway is lining up to the trips, because they're only covering 2 guys and putting a safety over the top.
And it's a pass.
It was a screen setup, but quarterback didn't have any time to do it. Obviously, coordinator wants to give some confidence in his quarterback and present him with some easy completion, short screens. This was a screen setup, but the defense played it beautifully. They destroyed
Number
the
93 hunt him down the entire time, and I mean, he just outran like a quarterback. So it's like.
Yeah, I think that he should have shown maybe a bit more poise, back up a bit to give time to the line and the running back to find the space needed for the screen to develop. Instead, as soon as he saw pressure, started running out, and then the play was really much done.
They have this tendency of doing a really great play and then to be stuck there with a penalty, another penalty, and then like a bad play.
By the offense, number 10, 15-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
That's what I was saying. It's crazy because they do very, very good, and then they just lose it.
Yeah, these penalties are horrendous, especially because they need this second score. They need this 2 possession distance from Norway, and they're not getting it.
Now it's 3rd and 100. And 25.
Their only options in these downs have been so far screens or runs, and they have no passing game whatsoever that can cover this distance.
Nice pass, nice execution on the out.
Number 85 is a very lucky number for receivers.
Maybe the Swedish Kabbalah, number 85. Who knows?
Exactly.
The Nordic Kabbalah from Finland. It's field goal from the 30.
So we go for the 3rd field goal.
It should be a pretty easy field goal for this kicker.
Yeah, it's a 37 yards field goal. We'll see. He's been so far really effective, and this could be a crucial field goal if he puts it in. Ooh, block!
Excellent play by this Norwegian defense is incredible.
For this game, I would like to have 2 MVP in defense.
Yeah, Norway
because
deserves
it's a defensive
credit.
game.
Yeah, they've been really good. Number 93, Kasper Latkovsky comes through with the big block in a crucial situation. Gives the Norway team life, keeping the game 1 score distance. We'll see this drive if Norway is able to show some life. It's a blitz once again.
We have a change of quarterback.
Yeah.
Number 3 has come in for Meyer. Maybe Meyer is hurt.
They changed number 3. They changed yeah, and Finland changed 77. I think they're starting to put some backups.
I don't know. Maybe the quarterback is trying. The coach is trying to find the spark somehow.
Try to have a spark or maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was hard for number 1. I don't think it's going to be any easy for number 3.
Sometimes the backup can be good too. Ask Tom
Number
Brady.
1 is playing receiver. Check it out.
Wow, very dangerous.
Yeah, number 1 plays receiver for his team in first division team in Norway. So they've decided, to use him in that role. They try to involve him into the screen and use number 3, Bakeli, the backup quarterback. I like that in a sense that they have to get creative to get something going. We'll see if
number 1 Meyer is a very good receiver.
Time for a big bomb on 82.
Ooh.
Wow, they don't need a 77 in the game. They also have number 16. Great play, great sack.
Well, unfortunately, for the Norwegian team, if the quarterback would have had a little bit more time, number 1 was open on the seam, and
the seam is deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter who's at defensive end spot, they have been very effective against Norway's left tackle, have had a lot of success. Once again, the number 16, Lalo, comes through the line for a really important sack and gives them another excellent field position. There's a lot of room for the returner to run, a lot of room. Number 24 cuts back, avoids a couple of tackles, finds a crease.
Excellent field position.
Now they have to score.
Yeah, Finland has pretty much camped inside Norway's half of the field. They've been always inside their territory. But they have to produce points.
But the number 93 from the Norwegian defense is out, and he was very dominant. He's the one that blocked the kick before. We'll see what happens with the trips again.
So
and it's
first
going to be a
down,
pass.
it's a pass to number 4. Once
nice
again,
little
a
bubble
very
pass.
effective pass. Goes to the outside, moves.
And Nico Barro gives the best of him in this reception.
There's a mismatch because you only have 2 guys on the trips and one safety over the top, and then a linebacker has to slide over to cover that. And he has 3 blockers in front of him, and they're taking advantage of this.
Yeah, and once again, they're in trips formation. The trips formation has given fits to the Norway's defense. They have to adjust somehow, because, yeah, this thing is going to be nasty. See, the DBs are very far back, and the trips can be explained. Number 4 breaks through, scores.
Barro's going to score.
Nico Barro just scored his first touchdown. Incredible run. Incredible will to score.
Yeah, number 4 has been Norway's best offensive player so far. Has run with power, has demonstrated the catching ability. And this drive is on him, and this is a crucial score. I think Norway will be hard pressed now to come back into this game. It's going to be very hard for them.
This PAT is very important to set the score. There you go.
15 points, it's a lot of points for Norway to score based on what they've shown so far.
15-0, and finally Finland has been able to set its offense and is a running and passing game, and they have been consistent the entire drive this time. They had a great field position, but they earned it.
The time now is kind of running short on Norway to show something. The second half, they haven't done anything. Just lots of penalties, lots of mistakes have forced them in horrendous down and distance situations. We'll see if they'll keep on having number 1 as receiver, or they'll get back to having as quarterback. We'll see.
Probably trying to take away the double coverage on 85. and create a little bit more space with number 1, which is a very good athlete, and force Finland to be man-on-man or take away this double coverage situation.
We need a miracle. I mean, Norway needs a miracle by the special teams and the turnover.
Yeah, and it starts, I think, this drive as well. They have to respond to show some life. All these kicks have been kind of very time-wise short. I've given them a lot of leeway for the return to get some ground. It's a very good field position up on the 36-yard line.
This is very, once again, Norway didn't have many chances at good field position, so this might be a good situation, a good start. But we got a penalty here, which is against Finland anyway.
Yeah, there's a flag on the field. We'll see what the ref says. I think it's an offside from the kicking team, 5 yards from the spot of the.
As the coach said,
by the kicking team, 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, Norway.
As the coach said, number 1 is going to be a receiver. Very good receiver. So the quarterback is the receiver now. We'll see if their trips is effective too.
Yeah, I cannot see where 85 is lined up. Maybe it's the outside receiver on the trips. Blitz coming. Try to go deep on number 82. Very good
I think
coverage.
85 is not in the field right now, but they've chosen number 1.
The thing that we've seen also, we give a lot of credit to the pressure that the Finnish defensive line is giving on the Norwegian offense, but also we have to look at the great position that the Finnish defensive backs are always having on the Norwegian receivers. They're always in very good position.
Absolutely. 82 couldn't run anywhere before in that route, in that fly route.
It's option run for number 3.
That doesn't go very far anyway.
No.
They tried to add another block by number 1 as a tight end, but it didn't work.
It's
3rd and 9 again.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 9 again, but it's kind of unusual to have your quarterback be a tight end, you know?
Yes.
That's called spirit of service. Yeah, I like that.
Military. Another trips left.
Yeah, see how Finland defends the trips. They don't give any leeway to the receivers. They didn't adjust to this coverage. There's a chance for number 83, but quarterback.
But again, as coach said, the position of the cornerbacks is incredible. So Finland is incredible. So it's really hard to develop these games.
Yeah,
and these plays.
Head coach and DC from Finland, Taro Virtanen, talked about the quality of their DBs, and it's very evident they've been excellent in this game. So it's once again a punt for Norway. Ooh, and the punt slips to the legs of the punter.
This is a big mistake. With a 14-0 third quarter, Finland has the ball deep in Norway's territory.
We had snap problems yesterday too with Norway. They kept doing a very high snap, and the quarterback couldn't reach it many times. So I think they didn't fix it entirely, and this is another bad position for Norway.
Yeah, this drive can be the final dagger into Norway. If they score here, I think the game is too far away for Norway to get back in. 34 is the back. Quarterback makes a really good fake, but it's a fumble. And Norway will go.
Oh, that was big. That's going to keep. If Norway can do something on offense, that was very big. That was very important.
Talking about turnovers, we just had one by Norway.
Elias Aoun, 52 for Norway linebacker. with the experience in the United States, the high school, comes through with a huge play. Huge play. Tackle and strip sacks to Gorbek. It was paramount. Norway needed this. But now once again it's on the offense. First and 10 on the 20-yard line. Man to man. Pressure coming. 15 in the blitz. Woo. No time for the quarterback once again.
Another sack by Finland, the number 15.
They cannot solve this issue. They see man-to-man coverage. They cannot take advantage of that. Their O-line is not giving them any time whatsoever.
Exactly.
Maybe to go back to their formation with the H-back and keep the H-back in, give another blocker, help block on number 77, but they have to go man-to-man somewhere on the offensive line. So it's, the whole defensive line has been doing a great job.
Yeah, because they seem to come from all directions, so it's not even an issue of one player. 77 is not even in the game right now, so it's about the line that is inconsistent and not able to block properly. Maybe they're mistaking the assignments. Or maybe the defensive line is just too dominant.
Sampo Ranta, DC for Finland, has been calling a great game.
Yeah, and it becomes a lot easier when you have number 16, number 77, number 73,
They're
number
so
91. Great football players.
Indeed. But very creative. Number 15 from the safety position has been very effective in pressure. I think he has already 2 sacks or something like that.
I mean, you with a line like that, you're waiting for a sack from left to right and the middle, anywhere.
Refs are discussing some form of penalty, I think.
I think they're trying to decide if he had his arm in throwing motion or if it was a fumble.
Okay.
Maybe. That's just a guess, I guess.
I guess so, because there's no flag on the field, so I don't know what's discussion about. If it's considered a fumble, it's another huge play for the Finnish defense, which deserves all the credit in this game. Really, they have been excellent. They were excellent versus France as well.
Next Sunday, the loser of the 2 games
Still
will be here.
No decision from the refs about that
And the 2 winners of those
sack or change of possession.
Coach, what would you play in this first down?
I think we have to.
The ruling on the field is that the ball got hit out of the arms of the quarterback. It was a fumble. After the whistle, immediately recovered by Team Finland. Therefore, it's a first down for Team Finland.
That was big.
So I'm not going to ask you that question.
Yeah. Well, I think I just give the ball to Barrow and let him do it.
Wow.
But I thought I thought right away might have been a fumble, but the quarterback then kind of completed his motion, but he lost the ball before he threw it.
Wow, that's a very good position for Finland to score and set finally and eventually the score of this game.
Arttu Pajarinen, number 15, once again another excellent play. Now Norway has to come up big once again on defense. What is it?
Full start.
Full start.
By the offense, number 34, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And that's Finland, a good play and then a penalty.
Yeah, inconsistency and there's little mistakes crucial on the first down.
They're being good with Norway because Norway is making even more mistakes. But with the other teams, this wouldn't work. Especially with France, it didn't work.
Ooh. He had some time to read the options, Korkalainen, but
and it's a flag because it's
intentional
grounding.
It's called an intentional grounding because no one was there actually. He was in the pocket.
Intentional grounding by the offense, number 11.
Yeah.
The ball will be placed on the spot of the foul, loss of down, second down.
There was no receiver there.
action by the official crew as
Norway still in the game despite everything. It's really incredible and good for us in the sense that we can follow this game and be still commentating it until the end.
I think if half of these penalties wouldn't have happened, I think Finland would have been at least up by 2 more scores.
I think the quarterback is nervous. He has a lot of pressure. It wasn't even him playing as a starter last game, so
yeah, it has suffered a lot of pressure, but that's what they need to help him do. That's the call they need to have.
Great call by the.
That's the good use of a trips.
Once again, the same play who has always been there for them and gives them really good gains. This is another 12 yards completion.
We have another penalty.
Holding.
I think we got a hold, yeah.
That's the risk of the trips because the cornerbacks are very fast and sometimes you run towards them and then they escape, so you hold and if they catch you, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
That's why you have to buy gloves that match the color of the opponent.
I see your tricks. I see you. That's smart.
Holding by the offense, number 10. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still second down.
This is incredible. 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line, and now we're on the 40.
Yeah, 2nd and 30, something like that.
2nd and 2 miles.
Yeah. One thing that they have not tried with a quarterback, again, they're going to go deep. Oh, very nice catch by number 2. Very good escape.
And very good gain of yards.
Very good throw.
Nice throw by number 11.
I liked his strong hands. I mean, the cornerback was right there. It was probably under a lot of pressure, but he just kept the strong hands and kept the ball. Amazing.
Perakumpu was the intended receiver, and he made really a good catch and gained good yardage afterwards. I'm happy for Korkalainen. He needs some boost of confidence from these completions. And I like what the coaching staff is doing, giving them confidence.
Number 10 is not having a good game. Last game he was everywhere and catching everything at 2 centimeters from the ground, and today it's just not his day. There are some games like that you just lose it.
I like Coach Nivila's attitude towards quarterback, not giving up on him. Trying always to help him out, get completions, gain confidence.
Yeah.
Despite having the struggles that he had.
Another trip, so I predict a nice bubble pass on Nico.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to do.
And Nico, with his speed, tries to escape.
Yeah, but now Norway has adjusted. They're not giving all that space to the trick side.
Now the defensive end has the bubble right away.
Now you need to have kind of a change of pace screen. Show the screen to the deep side and have somebody, drop out, maybe the single side receiver come on a tunnel screen underneath, because Norway has adjusted.
So far, we have seen that Finland has been dominant in this game, but I think that to advance in this European Championship, these mistakes are definitely too much. Too many mistakes.
Yeah, and they paid these mistakes versus France.
Injury timeout.
A lot. 77 is back in the game, so we're waiting for.
Yeah, we haven't said his number that much this second half.
Exactly.
Maybe love is temporary.
They need to preserve him for D1 in college.
Yeah, some coach from the States called and say, hey, enough of that. They went deep on number 82, but once again coverage was perfect. Although
interference.
Yeah, number 20 had his hands on 82, so I think it's a good call. It's a good call.
Yeah, I agree. Pavilainen, number 20 on the coverage, but refs judged his outside hand touching the receiver's arms, so they penalized it. It's going to be a 15-yard gain for Norway, which will give them
when you're a
some more
cornerback
life.
and you get a penalty like that, now you keep your hands very far from the receiver. Let's see if now they're in
Pass
the
interference by the defense, number 20, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
if Norway is going to be able to develop this passing game against Finland.
Find the difference of 8 with number 82. So it is the first down and 10 for Team Norway.
Number 3 is again on the field as their quarterback. There's a blitz coming from the outside.
Was a pass intended for number 80, but incomplete.
And Vincent, tell me your opinion. We have never seen any kind of crossing routes. All the game that they have developed is outside the hashes. They've always tried outside the hashes. They never had anybody inside.
I think when they tried to throw the slant or the seam route, they could have had some success. The problem is they just don't have time to set up the route because he's got to throw right away.
Ooh,
and then you put a bad snap too on it.
Number 1 finally getting the ball, but he's stopped by an entire team, a blue team by
what this Finnish team does on defense is incredible. There's
11
always
on the man.
5, 6, 7 players on the ball. They have good position. Just very, very well coached.
Yeah, my experience with the coach Hakala in a couple of seasons has been in Italy has been extremely positive. He knows what he's doing, and it shows that all the Finnish coordinators at this level are very much knowledgeable about defense.
Very good occasion wasted by Norway again.
Miscommunication.
I think 86 was free.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of space. There's like a soft cover 3 on this coverage, and they could have had a little time to maneuver, but I guess they just didn't communicate very well.
A little double slant, and they would have sliced the field in two.
Yeah, Finland has been tremendously effective when they pressed, and they have given up some space when they have covered when they decided to cover and just press with 3 people. Once again a punt. Ooh. Lucky number 88 that the ball didn't bounce on him. Very risky.
Very dangerous.
I think that special teams coach is
has a little
one of the worst jobs for your heart.
It's terrible. I've done it before, and I love special teams, but I used to tell my players special teams are made for special players, and that's really true because you got to give a little bit something extra to be a good player on special teams.
The third quarter, and the score is Spain 17, Italy 14.
Korkalainen, was not aware that the ball was snapped. Miscommunication with the center, but he was aware enough to.
I think the teams are getting a little tired, Fabrizio, right now, and
this was a mistake because they weren't synced or focused, and he just snapped to no one. The QB was adjusting.
I think that the heat that the kids experienced in this game, they experienced in their own nations throughout the whole summer. So they may get somehow tired.
And it's a run by Nico Barrow again. But not very effective.
Daniel Wislov, one of the really good Norway's D-line, once again stopping short of any gain, virtually, the running back for Finland.
Very good position for Norway to create a turnover right here.
Yeah, finally, they have a good position. They need to stop Finland.
And the QB is tackled after 2 yards, so the punting team is getting in.
Lars Martin Nielsen, number 6 from the defensive end position, sacks the quarterback. He is a kid that has an offer from a D1 school from the University of Massachusetts and has shown his skills in this instance. He's a really powerful youngster,
Very good cornerback.
and forces a punt for Team Finland, which has the punt with the punter's feet on the 1 yard line.
It will not end in his arm.
Not the best punt by Finland.
Yeah, I think
See if
it's.
Norway can take advantage of this position. Even if we're at the end of the third quarter, the fourth quarter will be long.
Yeah, this third quarter has lasted forever. Looks like, I don't know.
So many penalties.
Yeah, the penalties and the incompletions.
The northern countries are throwing a lot, but they're not very consistent or efficient in their passing game.
Yeah, it's hard to set up an efficient passing game at the national team level when you don't have the kids for a long time.
The lack of practice time really incides on the effectiveness of the passing game, because just your players are not together enough, and you cannot make a chemistry. The good thing would be try to get kids from the same clubs to play together, and then bring them onto the national team as blocks players.
Timeout. Team Norway. First charge timeout.
Like a good quarterback and receiving duo, you need good lines, you need good blocks too. So it's really hard to establish an efficient passing game. But also, that's why I would like them to establish a better running game, because yes, Finland has proven that they can do it, but Norway has been unsuccessful in it.
Yeah, Norway hasn't really followed up on his really good performance versus Sweden. Today, Norway's offense has been a no-show so far.
I mean, with a defense like that, it's hard to run, but if you run in the same hole, in the same formation the entire time, you probably need to change something if it doesn't work.
Some
Number 4 is back in the game.
Yeah, they put number 4, who's a cornerback, as a receiver because they want to use his speed on this outside play.
And it's a jet sweep for number 4 that shows his speed and his
And we get another
power.
flag. It's incredible.
Wow, what a player. He did a lot of good things, even in the last game against France.
The problem is that the
Holding by the offense, number 82. 10-yard penalty.
These penalties are coming from the receivers, and it's already been 3 or 4 times that a receiver's gotten a holding call, and it's really penalizing.
The O-line must be so mad, because usually it's the O-line.
Yeah, Clement Jogindi, number 4, provided much-needed spark from Norway. I think that from so far, he's the matchup that they need to exploit, even in the passing game. Let's see if number 4 can prevail on the tight coverage of Finland's cornerbacks.
Wow, what a run by number 3. Who faked another jet sweep, but then kept the ball and ran. Good run overall. We're talking about establishing a running game, and these 2 pass plays show us that they can do it.
Sami Sadeharju, number 16, the defensive end for Finland, was not able to close the lanes for the quarterback, and number 3 was able to gain 12 yards, 2nd and 12, 7 and 8 actually, sorry, a very respectable gain for their quarterback, and that's what number 4 has brought to you.
Something went wrong here. The quarterback didn't know which one was his target to give his handoff. Just right in the middle. Not a bad run, but for down now.
Such plays, some jet sweeps, end rounds, they are timing plays for the quarterback. Quarterback has to time the snap and the release of football. And sometimes, if you don't practice, if you're the backup quarterback, you don't have that much time to practice those.
Yeah, he was just like, all right, I'll run.
Yeah.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Wow, that was a long time.
12 minutes more to up the score.
So fourth quarter, but the game still offers us something. It's a 15-0 game, and hopefully, number 4 can provide some offensive firepower to Norway.
I feel like this score doesn't give enough credit to the Norway defense, though, because they've really been playing a great game, and it was a real dog fight on the field.
I feel like Norway has tried late to adjust. I think they should have brought in number 4 earlier on, and now he's out of the lineup because he was in this drive. I think he was effective, and they need this kind of effectiveness matchups.
Let's see if they can surprise us.
Oh, wow.
Big interception.
Turnover by Finland.
28 for Finland. Lalo, Elmeri Lalo, who's a hybrid linebacker DB. Really excellent play. He played it perfectly. Was lined up on number 1 and controlled number 1, and then read perfectly the quarterback to come up with the pick. First down, so for Team Finland on the 44-yard line. Once again, number 11 goes back to pass. Finally, a crossing route.
He kept the ball too much time.
I think, like I was saying before, number 11 tends to hold on the ball a little bit too much. The receivers are opening up a little bit. He doesn't. He holds on a little bit. He's not very confident on his read.
I like the call. I think that Norway's playing safe pretty much. They're giving their D-line a lot of confidence in being able to manage Finland's running game, which they are doing, because this is an excellent stop by number 95 from the defensive tackle position. Norway's Morgan Gulbrandsen Veidel. 3rd and 11. We'll see what Finland comes up with. It's a really good pass. Oh my God!
Big mistake. You always have to look at the ball till the end before turning your head. That's the basic.
It's a perfect pass. A little bit behind him.
Peura Campo lost focus on the football before catching it.
He's gonna bite his hands.
But I like the goal. I think that this drive and Finland decide to explore the middle of the field, throw inside the hashes, and it has paid off because this was a really good throw by the quarterback and a good selection. Oh! Alexi Pulkkinen loses the football, and luckily for him, recovers it on the.
As coach said, they're getting tired and they're losing focus, but they don't have to take this win for granted because they're not they have not won the game yet. So they have to keep their focus.
Now I think that Finland's coaching
before the snap. 12 men on the defense, excuse me.
Wow, laggy.
This is a 5-yard penalty and still 4th down.
Very laggy.
Now what are we gonna do? You're in an area where you could also, with a 4th and 5 or 4th and 6, you might be able to. In fact, the offense is coming back on the field.
What would you do, coach?
I would run the ball with the with Barrow, maybe an outside run.
But I think number 34 is about to be the running back in this play. They've been lucky, yeah. But see, in the special teams, there's always confusion, especially in the national team. There's always 12 men on the field. Even with Sweden and against Norway, we saw that.
Definitely, they go for it.
They're gonna go with the pass, I think. What's going on? Norway goes timeout. I think we'll see now what this down
it's a second timeout.
ends. How this down ends. But, if you're Finnish coaching staff, maybe you wanna evaluate the fatigue state of your team, and then maybe decide to shorten the game by running the football.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
timeout
running
is
the
called by
clock.
Norway. It's the second timeout.
It's been a very long game.
Yeah, I think what we saw in the beginning of the first quarter, where Finland was playing a real man-to-man basic blocking scheme up front and running the ball straight at the Norwegian team was working for a while, but maybe they have to come back to that and work on the clock. But I think right now this is a very important first down. If Finland can score, the game I can probably say it's over.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let's see if how aggressive coaching staff wants to be. Norway is kind of deep in their coverage. Safeties are about 10, 12 yards from the ball, and they're going for the pass.
Nice pass and nice catch.
He was forgiven for his mistake after this incredible catch and his incredible leap to catch it. So, wow, what a player.
Jasper Kurkalainen completes a really nice throw on a slant route for number 2. Pedro Campo, who redeems himself after the miss from last drive and gives him a first down on the 29-yard. Now it's 34's moment to shine.
Away to getting the first down again.
I think the Norwegian defense is tired. They've been on the field all game long, and they've done a hell of a job. They really worked hard and did their best to keep the Finnish offense out of the end zone.
Is back in the game for your joy, coach.
Yeah, I would inflict a heavy dose of Nico Barrow on the Norwegian defense. This is what they do.
Nico finds a way to score another touchdown for Finland. This game is getting closer to the end.
Nico Barrow
More and more.
has been decisive for Finland with his tough running, providing a spark. And running back with that size, as the game goes on and the defense gets tired, becomes very hard to tackle. Score is now 21-0 for Team Finland.
Nico Barrow got the score to 21-0 for Team Finland, waiting for the PK.
Let's see if the pass will be good.
Snap is good and extra point is good as well. 22-0. And Norway is very close to losing this game.
I like this running game of Finland. I wasn't expecting a consistent running game like this, and I like that they surprised me.
Yeah, indeed. The whole game they've been very consistent, feeding the running backs. The running backs have been successful, despite a great Norwegian team.
Who do you think should be the MVP in offense and defense according to you?
Well, I like number 4. I really think that he provided tough running and ball control, possession of the football, first downs. I like it.
And what about defense for Norway?
Number 77 all day long.
But it's in Finland. So Norway, what about Norway?
For Norway, 93 maybe.
93,
What do you think,
yeah.
Fabrizio?
Oh yeah, I think any D-line for Norway is really good. So the kick is real deep and it goes into the end zone. Another 80 yards of very hard field to go over for Team Norway's offense.
Team Norway offense, position on the 20-yard line, first and 10.
they have, throughout the course of the game, they have tried to change some, put in number 3, move number 1 to receiver, putting number 4 in. But honestly, this Finnish defense has been really too good for them to handle.
And I don't think it's a matter of personnel as much as it's a matter of game plan. They haven't been really creative in their formations and their plays, and they are an open book for Finland.
Yeah, they haven't really provided any challenge to this defense. Oh, really good slant route thrown by number 3.
Pretty good play.
McKelly, finally, a nice first down on a slant route. Number 80 has been their best receiver. Number 85 has totally disappeared from this game.
And they managed to block 77 right now. So, very, very hard thing to do.
Yeah, they're putting his MVP status in danger now.
Exactly. People are changing their mind. Don't write it in stone.
Oh wow, number 77 was in the quarterback's face very quickly.
Very good coverage by the Finnish defense, and a wasted pass though for Norway.
2nd and 10 for the white team, and his position is ball on the 32-yard line.
It's really hard as a young player like this to be confident in these moments. When you're 22-0, it's hard to keep your chin up.
Yeah, experience factors in when you've been in these games and you've done that, and been come back and.
Nice. They're trying to defeat Finland with the same weapon with a little trips to the bubble. They use it like well, but still a 3rd down and.
Yeah, Finland is backing off a bit. Defense has been playing zone coverage now, so opening up some of this quick game, screen game for Norway.
Another trips on the right side of the field, trips right for Norway.
Yeah, and then Finland decided enough of soft coverage.
And it's a quarterback keep.
He's got a first down. Number 3 is a hard runner too. I like his spirit.
I like the boldness of a quarterback that can run.
Oscar Jensen Bakkeli getting a first down for Norway. I think that they, for the effort that they put in, they deserve to score. They have shown that they belong to this tournament, and
they're playing smarter right now.
First and 10, it's another outside screen, but the ball is thrown way too forward. Number 80 manages to
He
catch.
did a great job to keep on hold on to the ball.
A great job for 1-yard gain.
He's just like flew like a Superman.
2nd and 9. We will see number 4 back on the field now. Most likely, they'll try to feed him the football somehow, being a jet sweep or something else.
Number 1 is back in the game as a quarterback. No, as a receiver actually.
Yeah, they've paired them up on the same side of the field, trying to, maybe somehow combo their routes.
And it's gonna be a jet sweep again for number 4, who shows us his speed. Wow, what an incredible player.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't used them earlier on.
Very good athlete. I would have liked to seen that play on the wide side of the come back to the wide side of the field with that kind of play. Give him a little bit more space.
Yeah, jet sweep is usually on that side. I wonder why they use it on this one.
Yeah, but they may have heard you. It's on the other side.
Exactly.
Another timeout for Norway. They want to think it through. Yeah, Joe Gindi, number 4, I think that he's a really good athlete.
By Team Finland, first charge.
Very explosive. He has a great speed. But if you always use him for a jet sweep, it's too predictable. And then they know how to stop him. So we'll see how they're going to use him and number 1. Maybe a nice long throw with this third and long, because it's still a third and what, 7, 6? It's too long.
Yeah, we'll see what coaching staff is cooking on the sideline during this timeout.
It'd be nice to see the ball in number 4's hands again. He creates a lot of neat things.
And this time we can see him on the narrow side of the field with number 1. Maybe they will do the same thing on the wide side of the field, another jet sweep, or maybe the quarterback is going to keep it.
Although number 77 is on that side of the field. I don't know if I want to run jet sweep.
I don't.
A throw.
Yeah, we don't want to run the number 77. Yeah. That's not a good idea.
See, they have the fullback right there and the back right there, so they may try that. Yeah, they're going to run that.
Just kidding.
Oh,
because it's number 24.
77.
Oh, man.
Okay, Edward, we're going to give you my personal MVP. You've earned it.
I mean,
don't worry. You can ease up now.
He's really earned it. It'd be kind of neat to see how many tackles he's had up to now.
Wow. I don't know. Several.
I've seen 4 unassisted solo tackles, 2 sacks. Wow.
And that is the first half, though.
That's only the first half.
Nasty. Yeah, very nasty. Although, Norway's punting, but I don't know. Ooh.
There's a penalty. They just didn't give him enough space.
I don't know. I mean,
I think number 4 did the same thing against France, and he got a penalty too. It's a pass.
Oh, sorry. I did take the first quarter. I'm sorry about that. We're talking about 8 tackles, 3 sacks.
In a game.
No, it's the first half. That is first half, says.
Third quarter.
Third quarter.
Oh, third quarter. Yeah, whatever.
So
it was still there's still some more.
Still
counting.
Room,
I don't know if they have enough numbers, Fabrizio.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
He should be the MVP of the defense if we want to be fair.
Yeah, we'll put him a good word with Coastal Carolina.
But at the same time,
First of
I
all,
can't really
kick exchange fares by the kicking team.
Yeah, you made the right choice, Coastal. He's good enough.
From the end of the run.
I can't really see the best offensive
Finland.
player of Norway, though. It was a defensive game.
Yeah. Hard to tell.
Probably Gobel. He rushed for 43 yards in the third quarter.
Norway's backing up a lot.
Wow. We were waiting for
Nice
a play
pass.
like this. We've been waiting a long time for a play like this.
Very nice pass.
What were you saying about this team?
Yeah, the cover 2 scheme, or between the 2 safeties, there's a lot of space, and 81 just kind of moved himself into that space. Very nice throw.
Yeah, very nice throw, number 81.
81, excuse me.
Yeah.
Natunen, really very effective.
It's a new quarterback.
There's a new
12.
quarterback, number 12.
Oh, yeah, we have... he's the junior quarterback from, once again, the Helsinki Roosters. Number 12, Ambro Uriansson.
I like the spin of his footballs.
Yeah, it was a very, very good
powerful.
throw.
Yep.
Very nice throw.
Wow, number 83 is uncovering. No, they're covering it now.
Is Nick Barrow gonna score again?
Look at Norway. They're leaving a huge hole in the middle of the field.
Wow.
Number 93, there he is.
Yeah, 93.
There's another very good football player.
Yeah. He's huge.
Yeah.
Very tall player. Very big, very powerful, explosive.
Yeah, he's been very, very good in this game as well. I think he was Norway's MVP in the previous game versus Sweden as well for the defense. I would explore the middle of the field once again because there's a lot of space. Look at that. Look at that.
For number 81, who scores again. Incredible throw by number 12. Incredible reception by 81. I am very impressed by this young quarterback.
My question is, where was he the first 2 quarters? First 3 quarters? Wow, what a nice ball.
I swear, when they were having a lot of the penalties, I was like, why doesn't he change the quarterback? And finally, he had this moment.
Yeah.
I hope we can see more of this Finnish talent.
He's very young, number 12. He's a 2002 kid, so just 17.
And the kick is good for Finland. And now the score is 28 to nothing, 29 to nothing.
Yeah, when you play with pretty much the game secured, you play so much better.
Yeah.
And you come back from the sideline and as a third-string quarterback, and you put up such throws. Is that because you're very relaxed? Because you don't have really to prove that much,
And you remember to have fun.
Yeah.
Because you're more confident and you have less worries.
The score now is 29-0 for Finland, who really deserves credit for a great game.
They prepared it well. They played it well. And now we are seeing even more of their talents, which is very exciting.
Yeah, this junior championship has highlighted a lot of really good players. I was amazed at the quality of the players involved into this tournament, and the age. It's amazing. So young and really so good.
It's the best part of being here, really seeing this energy of these young players and the future of our sport. And maybe one of these players will be in the NFL one day. Who knows?
I'm sure it will happen because these kids have talent.
In fact, the director of the NFL Academy is here today to scout some players.
Yeah, Tony Allen was here earlier on. We'll see if we have a chance to interview him sometime either during this game or the next one. In the meantime, there's a penalty. Huh?
To see his favorite picks. Maybe he has already chosen someone.
Offside by the kicking team, number 82. 5 yards back, re-kick.
So it's a false start, a re-kick. A really good kick. Number 8 has been, impressive. Niskanen, Rope Niskanen, kickers for Roosters, very impressive with his kicks. Just had one block, but not his fault. And nailed 2 field goals, very effective on his kickoffs.
He is very accountable, and I like it because he seems to get better with the game going on.
And now Finnish fans are ready to celebrate here.
Let's try this again, Finland. And it's a pretty good kick.
It's there's no way to go against this Finnish kickoff team.
Not the best position for Norway.
29 yards or 28 yards starting position for Team Norway. They have fought hard. Despite not having success, they've played against a really, really great defense.
Yeah, it was just a dogfight the entire time. Even if the score is 29-0, it really doesn't give enough credit to these players because it was also a long game.
Yeah, very long in the heat.
A lot of heat, a lot of penalties. I think that's.
With a flicker, but it isn't received by the receiver.
There's another penalty again.
I don't know if by throwing he surpassed the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the ref will say. Yeah, I think this is time to show off, to dust off all the uncalled plays that you have in your play.
Illegal forward pass by the offense, number 1. This is a 5-yard penalty, loss of down, second down.
But it's when you show your tricks, you can do them again. So it's not the best thing for Norway. They haven't been very lucky today.
Yeah, today really nothing worked for them.
Nothing.
A lot of penalties.
Determinate an MVP because it was hard for them to be a well-oiled machine like Finland.
The refs are dancing around the football, and
And we're following them.
yes, finally set it up at the 21-yard line.
Officials decided that the pass was forward. You can only do one forward pass.
And now we'll see if they're gonna try another pass on number 1 or another long pass on 80.
Yeah,
80 has proven to be a good and accountable receiver for the quarterback.
5:27 to go.
The Finnish fans are chanting "Sette, Sette," which in Italian means 7, 7. So I don't know if they want Norway to score or their defense to go, and score big 6, big 7. We'll see. Hear that?
I wonder what that means.
We'll ask later on what "Sette" means.
There you go, another pass for number 8. That is deflected perfectly by number 36 of Finland. These cornerbacks are everywhere, man. This defense is great.
And Finland is now, with the sprint out, is also rolling their coverage to the sprint out. So they're taking away the comeback now too.
Yeah,
Very, very well coached.
Yeah.
Excellent coaching job.
Yeah, indeed. It was very,
Giving
very
us
impressive.
lessons, even yesterday, Sweden made the amazing calls, and it was a football lesson for everyone at the stadium.
Yeah, the quality of the teams on the field, from the athletes to the coaching staff.
Who shows us his speed again and keeps going, but there's a flag.
Another penalty.
The flags are ruining the party today.
Yeah, I think. Unfortunately, there are too many penalties. They're slowing down the game too much.
It's unfortunate because number 4 deserves some credit. He's been really, really, really good despite struggles of his offense.
I think it wasn't such an influential hold, but anyway, it wasn't. It was a hold. The refs are right, but was it so influential to change the outcome of the drive? I don't think so.
It's very unfortunate for Team Finland. Once again, they're backed up from 1st and 10. Now it's a 3rd and 25. Costly penalties.
When you're a player and you play games like this, you have nightmares for the next 3 months
Holding
about this.
against the offense, number 82.
Because
It's a 10-yard
sometimes you
penalty.
don't know what's
Third down.
wrong,
Yeah, but I think that nowadays with technology, once you go back and watch the game, you realize that you've played a great opponent. So if you've played your hearts out, you cannot ask yourself. What you can do is just learn
and move on,
and grow because of
just
what
like
you've
when
seen.
you get tackled, you think about the next play. And it's a big bomb by number 4.
Went through his hands. He could have caught it. It was would have been a tough catch, but he got good position on the cornerback.
Yeah, back in my day, coaches would have said that's why he played DB, cannot catch.
But he was
Yeah,
super fast, but his cornerback was even faster. So incredible work by the cornerbacks here.
Yeah, Finland's DBs have always been in great position to make plays. Have denied the easy catches.
And
Always
it's one
been
of
there.
the hardest positions to coach and to play cornerback.
Hey, I played cornerback, so
Man,
thank you very much. We
your
appreciate
eyes
that.
must be everywhere. It's crazy. Everywhere but on the quarterback.
So another punt and the football. It's on the 45. Another penalty.
And here we go, another flag.
Oh man.
Wow.
Really good, but
What happened?
Well, we have a chance to see once again number 12 on the field. See if we have the same good impressions about him that we've had in the past drive. I think if Norway keeps playing that kind of cover 2.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness by the kicking team, number 93. 15 yards from the end of the kick. First down.
So it rains on the west.
It's another penalty, another excellent field position for Team Finland. Once again, what I see from the Norway team is that once again they go into that cover 2 shell. And if I am Team Finland, I may. Oh no, they're rotating the covers now. Going to cover 3 now. Great play once again. Wislov, number 91. And really, I think that Norway's defense have to exit this game with some sort of pride because they played a hell of a game. Number 12 back to rest. Number 88 is.
Wow. They've been on the field the whole game.
Yeah.
The whole game.
And in terrible field positions, always inside their own, 34-year line.
And they stopped Finland for a good part of the game up to the third quarter, so they don't have much to blame themselves about. Defense really gave their heart.
Yeah, even now, like they just did a great tackle on number 88, and they're still really active on the field, even if.
I like number 12 how he throws the football. I think his really mechanics are good.
This is the moment of the game when you start running the ball, even randomly.
There's another penalty on the field. We'll see. 3:39. We hear till the end of the game, but the game is already finished pretty much. It's just to appreciate the qualities of players that we haven't seen that much. Luckily, there's no flag on the play.
First time in the game where they
Luckily.
just take it out.
So 3rd and 16. Actually,
at the end of the game, stay with us because we will interview the MVPs of this game and even the coaches and about their feelings about the game and their thoughts.
Yes, indeed. I really think that Finland's coaching staff did an excellent job in this game. Even on the offensive side of the ball, they were patient. They helped their players, until they made them successful. They demonstrated the quality of such a program. Oh, ball is over the head of number 1. Oh, the ball is always there.
The ball is anyway. The ball is anyway. The ball is anyway.
Result is pretty much the same. Come on, Norway.
There we go.
Let's see if they can.
I'd like to see a touchdown by
yeah.
Norway. They deserve it. They tried. They worked hard.
Number 3, maybe he will show us some of his running skills. I like quarterbacks that run. They're full of courage.
Yeah, I see a lot of starters back on the defense for Finland, which means that they like to keep the 0 on the scoreboard. We'll see how it goes. It's a screen pass for number 80, but once again, the cornerbacks are in perfect position.
Has been incredible for the defense. He is everywhere. He's always on his receiver, always deflecting balls, always tackling. He has proven to be one of the best cornerbacks that I've seen so far.
Yeah, we always talk about MVP because you want to single out, the standout player, but it's a team sport. Football is the ultimate team sport, and all credit has to go to everybody, every single player on this Finnish defense who have played an excellent game.
And when you award them, they always say that it's for the entire team because it's a really team effort. It takes a village.
Incomplete pass and 3rd and 10 coming up for Team Norway.
This Finnish defense, personnel-wise, is just so complete. I mean, coverage-wise, linebackers doing a nice job flowing to the ball. Just a great job overall.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, maybe just those 2 comebacks from the rollout pass that they called. The receivers was fairly open. All the other passes, the receivers had everybody around them.
Yeah, and the other thing is, the schematic or the scheme that the coaching staff put on the paper is just very good. I mean, very sound. Just doesn't leave any space of maneuver for the Norwegian offense.
Once again, 77 on the quarterback's shoulder. So 4th down. We'll see what's the goal. Yeah, they'll go for it. Most likely, they'll chuck it deep and see what's going on.
Number 4's not in the game, Fabrizio.
No.
I would have. I would have gave him one more shot.
One more jet sweep.
Or a pass.
Ooh. Ooh. Ow! DB was in perfect position to pick, but the ball went through his hands. So change of possession on this incompletion. Team Finland once again takes the field. 3:07 left on the clock. It's the Russos Juniors quarterback once again leading his offense. Uriarsson with Nico Barro by his side. We'll see if Finland runs the football and pretty much puts the word end to this game. No, they decide to throw it. It's a screen, and once again for Nico Barro.
Nico Barro's really stepped it up in the second half and has made a difference. He's really had a very good second half.
Yeah, you know, he's got good hands, he runs hard, has good move size. He's really a complete back, especially, you know, at this level of competition, under 19. A back that is about 200 pounds, something like that. It's very effective with this kind of running style. Ooh, number 12 makes a really good move. Very courageous move by number 12, who decides to hold on to the football. Didn't like what he saw.
And was smart enough not to risk anything. And
yeah. As a coach, you know, you have to be happy about the poise that he has shown. He has gained 1 yard, which is keeps your team on the field and gives them a chance for a 3rd and 2, which is a very, very manageable down. It's a power play.
And that should do it, Fabrizio. We're closing in on 2 minutes, and
yeah, another 4 downs for Team Finland. Give the ball to Nico Barro, and let's hug each other, as we say.
Yeah, it's time to.
But honestly, I really like Uriarsson. I think he put up a really good show, and we'll see what kind of choice Finland makes in the final game of this tournament, which will be valid for the 5th and 6th place, which they'll play on Saturday.
The ball is literally separated with a very good tackle by number 4.
Number 4 makes a really good tackle on the Finnish receiver. The ball was decently placed by Uriarsson once again. Receivers just couldn't complete the catch. 2nd and 10 for Team Finland, who's trying to give as much experience as possible to his young quarterback. Oh, watch out, because it's a fumble. It's a fumble.
It's interesting to see that Finland is continuing to throw the ball, even if they're up 28-0.
Yeah, you know, it's
29-0. Sorry.
Experience time is invaluable at this level. You know, this is a high level of competition. You want to have your quarterbacks that don't play much to play as much as possible.
Yeah,
I really think it's a smart decision. So now it's 3rd and Finland for Finland. It's decides to run. Steve's arms. Wow. Show some sisu here. Number 12.
Has been running with the ball. Also can also run with the ball, not only throw it.
So it's
fourth and 14, no, 13.
Fourth down. So fourth down and 12. I don't know if they'll go for it or they'll punt. In the meantime, on the other field of Arcoveggio, the score between Italy and Spain is 29 Spain, 14 Italy.
Is this a second?
It's hard for me
Foul.
to announce this score.
Timeout.
Yeah, it's
So looks
seems
like
good to hear about.
yeah, looks
second
like
timeout.
we're gonna play. Italy's gonna play Norway for the 7th and 8th place in this tournament.
Here at
And
Lunetta Gamberini.
yes, yes, and Finland is gonna play Spain most likely.
Spain is beating Italy currently, so we'll see what's going on.
So fourth down and quarterback stays on the field. Finland doesn't want to waste any down for his quarterback.
We have to say that Finland dominated this game. Absolutely.
Norway
And the defenses was
is playing pretty much as deep as they can.
not bad at all.
It's a really challenging down here for number 12. I think it's a smart decision to have him experience such situations, which may somehow present themselves in his future.
The question
Please
is
reset the game
who's
clock.
going to play,
30 seconds.
who's going to
It's
start
not too
on in the next game. I think number 12 deserves a crack at it because he's shown some pretty good things.
Indeed. When you have these problems, so are always good problems, as a coach.
Excellent problems.
Abundance.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Because the problem is if you got two hurt quarterbacks and the third guy doesn't know what he's doing. So.
Yes, and you have to start a running back,
Yeah.
So let's see what's going on here.
Fourth down and 15 yards.
It's
Ball in the hands of Team
refs
Finland.
are waiting for to reset the clock. They're waiting for the clock to be reset. And 30
seconds, please.
30 seconds on the clock. So
3-0.
We reset the clock.
it's going to be one of the last plays of the game.
For the referee to 30 seconds.
We'll see Uriarson what kind of play he will try. It's another run, number 12. Very, very hard running by number 12. I like that. Showing some personality.
20 seconds. There was a try from the quarterback, but not succeeding.
So it's
Now we are the last
Norwegian
set
offense
of
back on the field for
offensive
this
plays for
last
Norway
hurrah
that we
before the
planned.
game finishes.
We go
22
for
seconds
it,
on the
big
clock.
one.
It's once again personally I would like to compliment both teams for a really hard-fought game in scorching heat, especially for guys that are used to this kind of heat, and these young athletes have given all they got. Quarterback backs to pass.
It's a pass.
It's an incomplete.
Receiver sits on the court for the quarterback. Nothing done, so it's okay.
Second half, they decided to bring over number 3. What do you think about his play?
Honestly, Fabrizio, I think I would have insisted with number 1. I think number 3 is a good athlete. He ran the ball a few times and created some things. But number 1, Meyer was a starting quarterback. And I think the solution might have been something a little bit different.
Second and 10, number 3 back to pass. Ooh!
And this is
It's a huge hit by Santen Piaia.
player on the lineup of the defensive line of Finland. We are speaking about Santeri Pihalaya.
Really, really excellent play once again.
That's the end of the ball game.
And the game is over on the score of 29-0 for Team Finland with advance to the final. So we beg you please to award the two MVP
So
of
the game is
to line up the two teams.
so the game is over now, and really it's been a tremendous game.
Thank you very much.
I would like to thank the public who have been fantastic in this game. Both Norwegians and Finnish fans gave all they got, and all the athletes that have played at this game. I would also like to thank the crew that made this game possible. Domenico Scalzo, Francesco Inbesi, Claudio Cosentino, and Veronica Boru. They've been incredible. And maybe it's MVP time. What do you think?
MVP, Fabrizio. Thank you very much. Also to you and to all the staff here for having me. I had a great time.
I enjoyed it really very much, Vincent. I'm looking forward to the next game as well.
So,
and now MVPs.
I said I love it. So, the offensive most valuable player of today's game was number 4, Nico Barrow.
So Nico Barrow is named MVP of this game. I think it's deserved. It was really good.
A very big applause for Nico Barrow that carried all the weight of the offense on the ground, sharing it with his teammate 34, but he was really a protagonist of the game. So congratulations.
Thanks again to everybody that have enjoyed this game between Finland and Norway, and looking forward to the next game, which will happen in a couple hours at 9 o'clock.
The offense. How does it feel to win this game, and how do you feel right now with this prize?
Awesome.
And who do you dedicate this to?
My mom.
Oh, ciao, mama. And so, what else surprised you during this game? What surprised you during this game?
A little bit the defense. We were scouting the defense, and it looked a little bit different on film. Yeah.
Then, great game. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for being with us.
Edward Vesterinen.
And now we're gonna have the MVP for the defense. Edward.
The score speaks very clearly. Now television. Okay, guys. Thank you very much.
So we have the MVP for the defense. How does it feel to win this game, and how do you feel with this in your hands?
Great. I put a lot of work in this game, and it shows. You know, I'm the MVP. It's good. Great.
We heard you're gonna play in a D1 college. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm really excited. It's my dream.
And do you wanna play for an NFL team one day?
Yeah, probably if I have the chance.
And which team?
NFL team? Oh, Chicago Bears.
Oh, nice. A Chicago fan. Thank you so much, and a great game. Bye. Thanks. This was all from the field, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next game.
Mostly the opponent of Finland will be stayed because the score got up to 29-14 for Team Spain against Team Italy. And Norway will face Italy.
spot.